You should base your self-worth and like your career all on the open, 100%. If you suck at the open, you should just give up on CrossFit.
My job's in jeopardy.
How do you feel?
Hey, we can make excuses for me all day long. I'm slowly sliding down the leaderboard. That's all there is to it. I'm getting worse and worse.
Never let them see your next move.
This episode is presented by Whoop. Performing your best every day requires an understanding of the relationship between your physical exertion, mental load, sleep quality, general health, and your body's ability to bounce back. Optimize your training and recover with Whoop. Use code MAYHEM for 15% off at whoop.com. Use the team invite code COMM-MAYHEM to join the Mayhem Athletes community on Whoop and be included in giveaways and exclusive offers. We shoot from the hip always.
That's what they want.
And all I'm going to do
They want
is
hip shots.
Are you done?
Yeah.
I think he cut you off.
I didn't want to cut anybody off because apparently I cut people off too much. And it's really freaking annoying, somebody said. So.
I think it's just like, I just think it's the ADHD. That like you got to get it out. Like you feel like you got to get it out. It's not that I'm trying to cut you off.
And that I feel like it adds to the conversation. Are we wasting this or is Ben talking into the mic while we're talking? Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
I was like.
Tune him out.
Yeah. No talking on the set. Brian, if you're going to disrupt this thing, you got to get out of here. All right.
Are we doing it? Are we podcasting right now?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Yeah, I think so, right,
I think
Scott?
we've been podcasting.
Oh, damn. Okay. All right. Well, I first apologize to our viewers that Seth's not back.
Seth, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. We have Angelo.
Everybody, yeah.
He's like, oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk shit enough or whatever. And I'm like, dude, you're going to be fine. Yeah.
You're good.
And then now my job's in jeopardy.
Now he's all high and mighty walking around the gym with his chest puffed out.
My job's in jeopardy because he was so good.
Hugely positive reviews from parents.
Yeah, Ben's
It
dad.
resonates hugely with parents.
Yeah. Ben's dad loved him. I bet all the ladies loved him too. So
flowy hair,
long hair.
I know what I was going to ask you.
You did cut him off a lot. It was upsetting.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, you cut him off too much.
Sorry.
Did you really? I don't know.
I don't notice it in real time.
I was halfway listening to it. I was like programming. I was halfway listening to it.
Were you angry the whole time? Were you like, man, that should be me. I should be talking.
I should be there.
I just thought it was funny too. I did cut Dave off a lot, but we were like bantering back and forth.
That was if somebody gets mad about that, it was a great conversation.
It was
animated. It was like people wanted to talk.
There's no podcast people don't cut each other off.
That's probably the best conversation I've ever had with Dave.
100%.
We talked more in that podcast. And what was cool was if you ever watch Dave when he's talking, he'll pause and you can tell he's trying to like direct or articulate or just think about what he's saying. Not one time did he really do that in our podcast. That was fun. That was a ton of fun. That was good on Scott for pressing us to, keep on, a lot of times I'll tell Dave, hey, let's do something. And then both of us will just get busy and forget. But Scott was like, hey, Rory, hey, Rory, hey, Rory.
I think it'll be a little bit of it'll be easier to get him out here now too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a little bit of a standoff. Yeah. He was like, I'm coming out there to do your podcast,
I will say extreme oversight that we didn't have Angelo there either. We were riding in the car and I go, why didn't we bring Angelo?
I was training.
I know, but still, we were like, why didn't we bring Angelo? And we said you were training, but still.
Yeah. It was a quick, easy one.
There also, to be honest, just wasn't room for him either.
What?
Like, there wasn't room in the conversation for Angelo.
No, you're probably right.
Because it was, to me.
Too above my head.
No,
I'm being serious. Like
No, I don't think that. I mean, you would have just taken my place because we only have 4 inputs on this board when we travel.
And Dave needed you to talk shit too, so.
Yeah.
Right, but I feel like it almost worked well with like Rich because let's just get straight to the facts. Like no one cares what I say, and really people want to hear from Rich and Dave. And Rory is like the perfect moderator. Yeah. And I'm just there to like.
Well, they have more history.
You're adding color. You're like the color commentator.
Well, in that podcast, I'm just there because I'm the one that started the whole thing.
I feel like, but even on top of that, I'll just say like it was, for me, it was almost like watching tennis, because I was like, if I wanted to redirect it, I would redirect it, but then it was just sit back and
ping pong.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have been as good if I was there. Like these guys have history with Dave, and then he had a bone to pick with you.
Yeah,
I was just kind of like, if I was there, I would just been like, just adding into the argument, only making it. Like,
how fired up he got about the clickbait was probably my favorite part. The piece that you put out there.
I do like his story that he did say he was trying to dodge it by making us go there.
Yeah,
and that we actually went. But I think I'm happy we did it. And like I do respect him a lot for doing that podcast because I don't think he thinks that we'd try to trap him or something, but I mean, it's still like you never know what you're going to get when you go into a room.
Well, it's long form and you can talk and like, I mean, that's
he answered all the questions that we asked of him.
Yeah, there was no like dodging. I don't feel like, you know, and I've had a lot of people just comment or reach out and just say it was cool that grown men could get in a room and talk out their differences. It's not like we have like bad blood, but it's just always been it's a complicated relationship. You know, for years it was, I did what Dave said because that's the way CrossFit was. And that's, you know, as an athlete, I was doing that. And so now we're on just different times in our career. I think we've both grown, and it was cool to like, yeah, we had beef, but it wasn't real beef, you know. Like
that's what I thought was the funniest thing. Was
everybody else overblew it, and even when I talk trash to Dave or Dave talks trash, I don't think either one of us really take it seriously. We kind of like maybe get mad for about 30 seconds, and you're like, screw it, you know. But
hey, shout out George Krause and his son. We got mowers in the back. I think it's Landon, but that was the funniest thing for me was I didn't tell you this yet. But even walking into the room, because in my mind, I'm like, it's just funny banter, you know, because usually like I'm texting both of them at the same time and they're not really like, they don't want to fight each other. And anyways, like people even who are fairly inside in CrossFit were like, hey, good luck. And I was like, what, really? Like, we're just going in to
don't back down. And I'm like, back down from what? Like, you know?
Yeah. So I think it was a bit overblown, but yeah, it was a fantastic conversation. I thought the way that he explained clickbait was funny too. Like it was almost like showed his age a little bit. It was like, not me clickbait, you clickbait.
Yeah, we know.
Not me clickbait, you clickbait. And he gets so fired up.
And I knew what he meant, but, and then I thought the announcement was cool. It was a good vibe down there. What do we think about Roman's? How did Roman think Roman did?
Roman redid.
Roman redid and did like a minute something faster. It's all about that workout was a trap. The first part's such a trap.
I was texting Sam and what exactly happened? How did it go down? Whatever was said. I said, hey, I'm gonna call Roman out in the group chat because Roman sat right next to me as I did the workout, and I beat him by 3 seconds. And I wanted to send in the group chat. I was like, Roman, I don't blame you for redoing it because if I was in your shoes and I did it professionally, I would redo it if some weekend warrior came and beat me too. and I go, Sam, is this punching down? He goes, well, no. It's like punching way up. I said, yeah, maybe fitness-wise, but like I'm gonna do that. Then what is he gonna? He doesn't have a rebuttal because he doesn't know enough English. He's gonna go type it in Russian.
No, Roman knows English. He may put on
type it out though to like articulate a good argument.
For sure. Okay. Yeah, it might be broken. Roman, what I think, you know, at times when you talk to him, I think he feels bad because he's not saying, you know, exactly the right grammar, which half the time we don't either. I think he knows a lot more.
He knows a lot more than he puts on,
he's sharp, dude. He knows exactly. But it's fun that he's starting to like get a little bit more comfortable with us, where he'll talk trash a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest part of learning language. Is like
I can't even speak one language good.
It's like feeling like you speak like
because I just didn't even use the correct grammar.
Yeah, you know, weird. Yeah.
You can't speak it well.
I can't speak it well. You know, or good, or good and well.
That's like since I quit drinking, like I won't be able to speak Spanish ever again. You know, that was when I would just flow. As if I was like, 3 drinks in, and just be like, oh, ¿cómo estás?
How many years sober are you?
Gosh, 4.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 2020.
I'll be 1 in April, and for no reason other than I was just like, you know what?
I was the same thing, dude.
Yeah. I'm like, I don't really want it anymore.
I drink a beer.
I drink like 3 times, 4 times a year, but still, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to drink for a year. It might turn into like 10. Who knows?
Well, we went for Scott's birthday to Mariucci's.
Yeah.
And
I got invited to that. My wife's out of town.
Oh, yeah, it would have been chaos.
Prayers for Hillary in Africa. She's, on a mission trip. Pretty heavy stuff, obviously. But I think it was Bailey or Tyler was like, hey, we're going to Mariucci's for Scott's birthday if you want to bring the kids. I was like, yeah, no.
Funny.
Spaghetti on the walls.
Yeah, no. So we didn't. Sorry. Happy birthday, Scott.
Scott, sorry, I can't come, but thanks for...
I think it was Tyler and Bailey.
Scott didn't invite me.
Set it up.
I don't think it was.
Bailey invited me.
I think
or Scott or Tyler.
Thanks, Tyler and Bailey.
It was very informal invites. Like I was leaving the gym. She goes, hey, pizza at 5. And that was it. That was the invite. And but I had this whole plan. I was gonna get hammered at dinner, and I was gonna like say that I do it every Saturday night.
Every Saturday night?
I was gonna say, hang on.
Oh,
I was like gonna, because I ordered 1 beer, and I was like, I'm just gonna order like 6 or 7. I told Madison on the way there, I'm just gonna order like a ton of beer. And when someone's like, dude, you're drinking? I'm like, well, yeah, it's Saturday. What do you mean? I do this every Saturday. I get hammered every Saturday. It's kind of a theme. But she's like, don't do that. I had one beer though, and it was good. Actually,
and this is why you're married. Hey, I got that buck back, by the way, from your wedding.
Oh yeah,
it's at the house. I'll show it to you after
Sweet.
this. It looks cool.
Where are you gonna put it?
I haven't decided yet.
Maybe in here?
Maybe in here somewhere,
or over there.
Yeah,
over there on the Mayhem Hunt set.
All right.
Yeah,
you can't put it on this set.
I want to put it on the Mayhem Hunt. It has the Mayhem Hunt set has nothing on it.
The feng shui here is like be perfect.
Rustic.
Do it here and like just, but make it like a really cheesy shtick, and like its mouth opens from time to time, and like it says stuff.
I want it right here because it's got a little. It's got like a quarter turn left. You can just put it right here, so it's right between me and Rory.
What's the purpose of the Mayhem Hunt set if we don't put?
That's more like tactical hunting. This is like a lodge. You know, you can't argue with that.
I'm not even gonna entertain this.
This is my house and my set.
That was a surprisingly strong rebuttal. I don't know what tactical hunting means, but I like it. How about, dude, you posted, I know it was a joke, but just dropping in the standings.
Was it a joke?
Did you look at your percentage?
I don't know how to do that.
You put in what place you are versus how many people are in your division.
Well, I think on the app it actually, I think on the app it calculates it for you.
Yeah, okay. I didn't do that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm slowly sliding down the leaderboard.
You're not sliding. I mean, you look at the workouts and you have one outlier each year, and it's always the one that has the most, like, you know.
Hey, we can make excuses for me all day long.
But I think
I'm slowly sliding down the leaderboard. That's all there is to
Rich's point, though, like the percentage matters, like the number of participants versus like how you're actually doing. You know.
How do you feel?
I feel like I'm sliding down slowly.
Did you see my comment on your post?
Yes. he said makes a post about physical decline, but yet tags his sponsor because I tagged GoRug in it.
GoRug tag on it.
I mean, I was wearing GoRug shorts.
He's trying to grasp them as you're falling down.
Never let him see your next move.
I said they're still my favorite shorts as I decline.
Oh man.
Yeah, the steady decline is real. It's
I like how you commented that I didn't even finish the workout.
Did you? Oh, you did finish it?
Did you not watch
the
video?
Good job, bro.
I hate you.
Of course I know you finished the workout. That's the irony. Right now the deer buck will be like, come on, Rich.
Me and Ben did it Friday Night Lights.
Hang on, this one's going to be good. What about these guys thinking that Fraser did the workout in 8:05 when he did it partner style with Adam Klink?
Hang on.
Mountain Ops has combined my two biggest passions, fitness and the outdoors, as well as sourcing quality ingredients. Mountain Ops Supplements has helped me get the most out of my training sessions in and out of the gym. If you want to start taking your results seriously, I've put together a bundle of Mountain Ops products. New and returning customers save 20% on their purchase when you visit mountainops.com and use the code Froning. That's MTNOPS.com, code FRONING. What could happen if you committed 1 year to better nutrition? The RP Diet app provides a virtual nutrition coach and a year of nutrition guidance for less than $8 a month. Take the guesswork out of your nutrition. Head over to rpstrength.com and use the code Froning for a year of the RP Diet app for only $89.99.
Hey,
hang on.
Okay, hang on. I'll let you tell the story. Sam texted me, goes, dude, hang on. I got to read it.
Now,
because it made me laugh.
Now I've got to bleep out the name because I don't want my source to be named.
But
I had a.
No, hang on. Let me say what Sam said.
Let me say from my perspective.
Okay.
So I had a source that told me, because I was like, I have to know what he got, because in my head. So let me back up. This is gonna be like the Putin interview where he goes back to 700 BC.
I would say that our Dave podcast was on par with the Tucker Putin content.
You are the new Tucker. You're CrossFit's Tucker Carlson.
I'm Tucker Carlson.
But so to back up, when the workout came out, awesome. Jake Lockhart and myself told Ben someone will go sub-8. And I thought it'd be Colton Mertens. In my head, like he was the only guy.
If Colton Mertens doesn't go sub-8 on this workout, it is not physically possible.
Right, which shout out Yonakoski because he went 8:03. He actually beat Colton Mertens. But I thought he would be the guy, Yonakoski, who also won the Open. But anyway, I digress. So when he didn't go sub-8, I said, no, it's not going to happen. No active CrossFitter will do it. But then I remembered, I remember Fraser doing Friendly Fran, which was 3 rounds of 21.
Winning by a minute
or
something.
You're right. He did it in 3 minutes with 1:15.
It's crazy.
And I figured he could probably go sub-8. Well, then they posted the reel of him doing it. And so I had to know what he got. So I texted my reliable source, and he said 805 with Adam Klink. So he meant he did it as a partner with Adam Klink. Okay. I interpreted it as he went at the same time as Adam Klink.
This is the telephone game, literally.
This is literally how it happened on a telephone.
But But I just misinterpreted the text. He wasn't trying to like lie to me about the score. I just misinterpreted what he said. So I didn't realize it was a partner workout until Adam Klink posted.
Well, you started a rumor. He started a rumor on accident, then you started the rumor, and then Sam made it worse. Said Scott and Ben heard from a reliable source. Fraser went 805 on 24.3, and I just laugh at him. I go, yeah, because him and Klink did it as partners.
And I told Roman last night before I left also that he went 805.
Dude, his
and
head
I never told him
was
otherwise.
Spinning all night.
Oh, it was. I know it was. And he still doesn't know. He still doesn't know it.
A cell phone is a portable telephone. Oh, so yeah, still
he is freaking out.
I went sub 8 on the 95-pound and chest weight, just barely.
Well, for anyone listening who doesn't know, Adam did the 10 thrusters, 10 chest to bar, and then he tagged Matt in, and Matt did the thrusters and bar muscle ups. I don't know if they rested him in between or what, but 805 is still pretty good to do it as a partner, but it's not the same as doing it by yourself.
Dude, that workout. I was doing it with Ben, and I kept like trying to go slow on the first part, and I'm like, am I still going too fast? And I just kept slowing down and like looking around because Ben, you're going slow on that first half.
Yeah.
On purpose.
Strategically.
And I finished, and it was like 4:02. So then I started mathing, and I was like 5:02. All right, if I do a round of the second one on the minute, because I've not done, I said multiple times, I've not done a lot of thrusters as of late. Done a lot of wall balls, but not a lot of thrusters, especially heavy. And then not being able to like hang from a pull-up bar in a month. I didn't know what was going to happen on that lat. It felt completely fine, but very deconditioned. If I was to do it again, I think I'd break the thrusters in 4.3 and then try to do the bar muscle-ups unbroken.
The thrusters in the moment
they were fine in the moment, but they got my heart rate up, and and you're still holding. Like I was watching the video, and I didn't slow as much as I thought in my head I did, but I took long breaks.
Yeah, I took long breaks.
I think if I do some bar muscle-ups once a week, a couple times, I'd be back to where I was. But I was like, all right, sub 10 at it, or I was like, if I start at 5:02, I can hold on the minute. The first round was like 48 or 50, and then I started to slow down on the last one so I could go unbroken for the bar muscle up. So 9:57.
Yeah, that's about. We almost did the exact same thing. I think I finished the first part at 3:56.
Ooh, you beat me by 6 seconds.
And then I finished the whole thing at 10:03. So
he texted me and said he got 9:53, was it? And that Sam tied me or something like that. And I was like, hell yeah, good job. And he's like, no, we got whatever. It was slower. like a minute or like 10 seconds slower. I was like, you bastard.
So Sam, listen to this.
He's bar muscle-ups get him? Because these thrusters are nothing for him.
Yeah, but it truly was more about the gymnastics than it was the thrusters. And I didn't even think, I thought.
You know what was the worst part of the whole workout? Coming down from the bar muscle up, my legs every time would think they were going to cramp.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, we're going to cramp. We're going to cramp on you. Like my lateralis here on both sides, I thought I was going to die. Bad. And then fast forward the next day, because I'm a 2-day sore now. The older I get, the soreness progresses. And so I was just waiting for it to hit, And I think I've done so much damage to my legs over the last 15 years that the pain receptors are pretty much gone in them. All I felt was tightness in my lateralis on both sides, and my legs. When your legs are extremely sore and you go to step and you do the misstep thing, my legs would do that, but I had no soreness whatsoever. I think I've just fried my legs.
Crazy.
I think they're beyond that point.
My legs are so sore.
See, they're not I feel all right.
I found that I'm not that sore either, and I found by doing 21 less thrusters than you guys,
my
made it a lot easier.
knee feels like it needs to be broken loose with the sledgehammer, but other than that, it's good.
Just hacked on.
Yeah.
So Sam beat me by 5 seconds week 1, and then he beat me by 19 meters week 2, and then I beat him by 10 secs.
And you beat him overall?
Not even close.
Hey, that's a good team though. You guys are right on par with each other, and Molly do good, hanging out and everything good.
Yeah, they were the same. I think Zoe beat her week 1 and 2, and she beat Zoe week 3. So
Sam beat you by 38 spots overall.
Yeah, but 250 points or something because of that first workout.
204. He had 1323 points. You had 1531.
Yeah, 210 points. That's almost exactly the amount of points I beat him by last year.
Really?
It's crazy. Yeah.
So he's going one way,
and I'm going the other.
I guess just a high five in the middle. I thought you were coming in with some fire. Like,
what do you want? Yeah, what do you ask me? Because I do have some.
All right, fire it up. Oh, hey, I'll say overall, I know we kind of touched on this last week with Dave, and my shift. You have a different perspective when you're not actually competing. Honestly, I think if you switch this week's workout and put it in the middle, you erase any
nobody talking crap.
Nobody talking shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the first one was 6 minutes for the sub 6, wherever it is. For the first one, you had like a 10-ish minute, a little bit lower for the middle one, and you had 20 minutes for the last. Like you've hit all time domains. You've hit, people will complain about the 135 thruster. But if you're an explosive athlete, you should have done well in the first one or even on that one. And then, overall, I definitely think the top 1% made it in the top 25%, which is the point. I think a lot of people had access. You probably got a ton of first-time muscle-ups in gyms across the world. Overall, I think the Open was a success. The taking it to 25%, say what you want. Like Dave said, don't give them your money if you don't want to do it. The workouts are going to get announced at the front half. I think overall, like I said, if you switch those workouts, you don't get the crap or the shit, whatever you want to say. This is a grown-up podcast. And really, in the grand scheme of things, over 3 weeks, that didn't matter anyway. Once we saw all the cards, once we saw all the tests, it really doesn't matter what order that is. You had a full week to rest, to do the second workout, and then do the third workout. I don't love the first workout, but that's just because it's such a it's just you got to go, which at this stage in my life and career, I don't really want to go there.
If you switch the order, you remove that argument that we kind of had too with the hinge.
Too many hinging. Yeah, if you're doing 3 workouts, you're going to have a bias towards
but then you don't have 2 in a
press, because you look at a squat is a press technically with your legs. So it's like, get over it.
The one thing that made me laugh that Dave pointed out about that was, and I guess I'd thought of this before, but he used it as a defense, was for any athlete who's like, you're worried about what got released on a Thursday, like how many workouts did games athletes do in between the prior release and even the leaderboard close and the Thursday workout? It's like, you already did a bunch of hinging. Like you've already done a bunch of redundant movements.
My counterpoint to that, though, is no one was saying that they're hinging too much volume necessarily in the week. Everyone was saying it's a 3-week competition. It's a 3-week competition. So everyone that, because I saw other people say that too. They're like, well, you hinge 4 times a week. Like, yeah, but I'm not competing.
Yeah, and you can look at any workout. I guarantee any qualifier we've programmed, and it's biased towards something. Everybody has a bias towards something you like more. It is what it is.
But yeah, you switch 2 and 3, and no one has an argument.
Granted, I'm not loading my scores in. It doesn't matter, so I don't really care as much. Yeah. I really, as lame as it sounds, like it was cool walking in and watching Friday Night Lights and watching people get fired up. I keep laboring that, and people are like, oh, you have such a switch from being an athlete to that, but it really is. It was cool to see that. And then the next step, you got quarterfinals. Hopefully, the tests will be good, and you got, multiple days, multiple events to test. And so I think it'll be cool.
We'll talk about beefs in a second, but was that the vibe? So like, besides Roman redoing this one, did a lot of athletes redo workouts? Because that indicates to me that, like, the
only person that redid one at all,
right? So that tells me that the other athletes are also thinking like, meh.
It doesn't matter. It's good enough for where I'm at. It's hard. Like I said, when everybody else puts so much worth into those workouts that
I'm sick.
You don't want to put. It's careful, or it's hard not to put your worth in those workouts. It is a battle. I think it was getting after week 1. I think everybody loosened up. It's that first workout. Everybody's like, how many people did we have crying in there that were just like about to not even do the workout and quit CrossFit? So
on week 1, oh no,
yeah, we had a couple.
I was one of them.
Yeah, Angelo, I had to go over there and give him a hug.
He's a crier. Real
but
feelings
it's
on
just,
his sleeve kind of guy.
It's I like the switch. I like the switch from it being 5 weeks long.
100%.
Now you don't need 5 weeks. Like we don't have to do that if it's not qualifying people to regionals. When we were qualifying people to regionals, then yes, you had to do that. So. The emphasis was way more on the elite, way more on the athletes, and now it's more on the, hey, let's all get together, let's do these workouts. 5 a.m.ers everybody can do the same workouts that the elite athletes are doing and feel the same way that they're feeling. Yeah. So it's cool.
And then like what I'll call my level, that they were really fun workouts to watch. You know
I think,
especially the last
I think
one.
the only preface about like for the masses doing the open is that if you just do the open, if it's like the only competition you do all year, let's say you don't qualify for quarterfinals, you cannot base your fitness level year to year on how the open is. Used to, I think the 5 week you might be able to. 3 week, like we said, it has to be biased towards something. Like last year was for sure different than this year. Totally different. Like granted, you're gonna get the right people into quarterfinals, but if you are somewhere around like the 30 to 70% range, like in the mid range somewhere, and you did worse this year, or you did randomly a ton better, it could be a lot about the programming when there's just the 3 workouts. But if you're going to go on to quarterfinals, then quarterfinals is going to be a more complete test for sure. When you get those 5 workouts, it's over a weekend, you're going to get more of a good, I think, a solid, well-rounded test. So you can't put a lot of your fitness worth into just the open. Like, there's a lot. You could be, way stronger this year, and it didn't matter at all in this open. Like
135. If you can cycle 135 better.
True, but
if you can move a 50-pound dumbbell faster.
Okay. Yeah, but if you can't do the burpees really
power,
fast,
man, power.
If you got, but
it's all about work divided by time.
Yeah, but what if I put like 50 pounds on my back squat? The dumbbell feels like nothing, but now I can only do like 10 burpees in a row.
Your fault. You're an imbalanced athlete.
I think that if you're just doing the open, you can't base.
No.
Like, I mean, yeah, I did make the joke.
You should base your self-worth and like your career all on the open, 100%.
Yep, exactly.
If you suck at the open, you should just give up on CrossFit.
Hey, all right, well, I'll quit.
I'll leave that alone.
What about
I didn't even do it, so.
What about the leak of the workout? Does that do anything for you guys?
I hate that it happened. Did you listen? Nobody listened to Dave's.
I did.
I skimmed through it, and to see hear the pain in his voice, and I get that. Yeah, it sucks. I mean,
that's so annoying.
Everybody wants to jump on CrossFit, because they just keep stuff.
Happened 2 years
happening.
ago.
Yeah, I know.
It was different. So
what happened? Do you know from a technical standpoint?
Well, what happened 2 years ago was different than this because I argued that it was the same thing, but I think he said
Didn't one of our guys do it 2 years ago?
Huh?
Wasn't it? Who was it?
No, that's a different thing.
Oh gosh,
that's a different thing. No. So this video,
Phil, right?
It was Phil. So this video, not Gentry, different one.
Not Phil Dog.
Philbot.
Philbot.
No, this video went public. Apparently, I don't know how that happened, but the last one, it was.
I thought maybe they messed up the time zones, but
the quarterfinals issue was a public playlist with unlisted videos, which. If you find the playlist, you can see the videos.
Oh, they leak quarterfinals too, right?
Yeah, and I don't think that they understood that if it's in a public playlist, the videos have to be private, and they didn't understand that.
That's YouTube 101.
This was a totally different issue where I believe the video went public.
I think it was a time zone thing. I think that's the only explanation.
Because they announced it at 1, which they thought maybe it would have been 2. Anyway, it sucks. I hate that. I think it's part of me is like, haha, but then after you saw Dave get it hit him.
Also,
you could tell. He was just kind of F it.
Being there in person, it kind of took the air out of it.
Took the air
because
out of
everyone knew the workout.
I know what the workout is.
Yeah.
Go ahead and warm up.
Yeah.
You almost didn't want to.
Yeah.
And it felt like old school where you're like, should I tell?
Yeah.
Am I going to get in trouble because I saw it? Is Dave does Dave know even we were walking around him and I'm like, does he know that we know that I know that he knows?
Yeah, you didn't want to be the one who delivered the news first.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't want to anyways.
But he seems like he's in a better place too. Of if that happened a couple years ago, somebody would have been fired on the spot. I feel like somebody would have been dead.
Well, you think somebody might get fired for that?
Maybe.
I mean, I'm not saying it's.
I don't know.
Here's the deal: if it was intentional, absolutely. So there was
definitely.
It used to be standard. It was look, initially, it was Dave and one other person would know the workouts because it wasn't a big, robust media effort behind it. As time grew, you had to make these graphics, you had to have things ready and in the queue, so they could publish them as soon as the announcement was made. And there's only one instance that I know of where one of the people who was in the trust tree actually leaked them, showed people at his gym or whatever, and on the spot just fired. And it wasn't an internal CrossFit person; it was it was a contractor that they used for graphics and stuff.
I have heard about that.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the secrecy is part of the fun, like people not knowing. And then, of course, like,
as much as I like want to know the workout throughout the week, I don't really want to know.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Christmas.
It's like Christmas.
Yeah, you're like, if I already know all my presents, it's really not as much fun.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the older you get, you're like, I get it. You know, I get the secrecy.
Oh yeah.
And, I don't want to know what Santa's bringing.
So it's a shame. What can you say? All right, what don't you like? What didn't you like? What's grinding?
What's grinds your gears?
Yeah.
I mean, we can all agree. I don't know. Maybe we can't. I think last year I don't
even remember.
I know last year that the thruster was.
I was good with everything last year except for that 1 rep max thruster.
Hang on, I don't want to spill this. The thruster was weighted very heavily. There was everything else,
literally and figuratively.
Everything else was there were no tie breaks, right, Ben? Yeah, there were no tie breaks for anything else.
For the thruster,
or at least there was no tie break. No, there was a tie break for the thruster.
But it should have been the workout.
Let me just.
It was.
I'll look it up and I'll get back to you.
That's the thing, is that the workout was the tie break, but the thruster wasn't the tie break for the workout. So you could tie on the workout, but you can't tie on the thruster, adding places to the thruster. So everyone who thruster 225. I'm sure that I didn't look. I'm sure there's thousands of people who hit 225, and that was like, you know, every place is another score. It's another point. So you could thruster the same as someone, and they beat you in the workout and change your place.
Yep.
And I get that. That's the most fair way to do that. But you need to do it inversely for the workout as well. The thruster should be the tiebreak for the workout, which was not true. There was no tiebreak for the workout. You just straight up tie. Making the thruster weighted more. It's weighted more points wise, and it makes the workout weighted less. So it's like a double negative. And in my opinion, I know we all got them. In my opinion,
like buttholes.
In my opinion, the thruster it's not a bad test of fitness, obviously, but a 1 rep max is not a very encompassing test of fitness.
It's not a great strength test. I don't think.
So I have to assume though, like,
here we go.
Well, no, I'm just saying you're bringing
up an ass out of you and me.
You're bringing up old shit. So like, are you going to lay that over this year?
Yes.
Or are we okay?
Yeah, that's going to compare to this year. I think the thruster, in my very humble opinion, I think the thruster was the worst fitness test last year. Also, I think the burpee dumbbell test is probably the worst fitness test this year.
Which was?
The dumbbell burpee.
Just the burpees. It was a burpee test.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's a bad test or a test we shouldn't do. I'm just saying that it's
the weakest of the three.
It's the weakest of the three. And with it being such a shorter time domain with no tie break for the people who finished the workout, there's no tie break.
I just hate.
I don't think there were.
There needs to be like some type of, when you have a mass.
The scores are so freaking close
that it almost needs like a bell curve type scoring system.
Let me just make it abundantly clear what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Angela figured it out.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, please.
There you go. So I'm reading the scorecard from it. So there is no tie break for 23.2A, which is the burpee shuttle run. If athletes tie on the weight lifted in 23.2B, their score on 23.2A will be used as a tie break. But the athlete with more reps completed on 23.2A will win the tie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said that, but not inversely.
Yeah.
But the thruster isn't the thruster should have been the tie break for the workout then.
Right.
But it wasn't.
That was your argument.
There was no tie break. Yeah. There was no tie break for the workout. That makes no sense. Why have a tie break for one, not the other?
Yeah.
Just because they knew there would be more ties with the weight. But I don't know.
But so many people tied on 23.2.
I know, exactly. Because the reps are pretty long. Like a shuttle run is a decently long rep.
Yeah.
And a burpee pull-up, is not quite as long, but it's a longer rep. Sorry, I got to look at this really quick. I got to look on the leaderboard to find.
And then when your brain space is back, like my curiosity is like, it didn't affect it. I guess I would say it didn't really affect the outcome, so to speak, right?
In what regard?
So
like who made it to quarterfinals?
Yes, correct. Like as an example. As an example, if you
not to me.
Theoretically, and this is based on Beyond the Whiteboard's like preliminary data, anybody who finished like 13:06 or better is in the top 1%. Not even 25%, top 1%.
13:06 in this last workout?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
You know what I'm saying? So like in terms of like the effects on the competition, it's minimal. For your placement, obviously it matters, but does that matter based on what we said earlier? Like it's like it has less impact.
Matter. The only thing it matters about is
but your point about last year, like making the thruster the tiebreaker, this is fantastic.
All it matters is for your pride.
Yeah, it just I won't say that. I won't say it.
When it comes to training flooring, durability is the most important factor. With Regapol's established 65-year history, the decision for our studio flooring was simple. Made from recycled tires, Regapol floors are indestructible, durable, and easy to install, and has less smell than other rubber flooring products on the market. To purchase, go to roguefittness.com and search Regupol. That's spelled R-E-G-U-P-O-L. Get strong, grow durable, and unlock your potential on Regapol rubber flooring. Recover faster, breathe easier, and increase your endurance with Airwave's scientifically proven performance mouthpiece. If high-intensity or interval-style training is your sport, try their patented endurance mouthpiece. I opted for the Mayhem 2-pack with one of each. For podcast listeners only, save 15% of your purchase at airwave.com/Froning. That's airwave.com/Froning.
Okay, sorry. So I'll just make this. This will kind of prove my point. Sam beat me by 5 seconds, as I said, on the first workout. He got 945th on that workout. I took 1,179th on that workout. That's 5 seconds. Now on the last workout,
long time.
On the last workout, I beat him by 10 seconds, which you would say about is the same.
It's double as long.
I know, but like given the workout, a 6.5, 7 minute workout compared to a 10-minute workout, it's actually not quite the same, but technically
it's about 75%.
It should be weighted. This should be weighted more, but I took 206th at a time of 10:03. He took 251st at a time of 10:13. So I beat him by about 50 places with those 10 seconds. He beat me by 200 plus places with those 5 seconds. So I just think that the weight of that workout, no, I don't think, I know. The weight of that workout is weighted way heavier because of the time being so close together. I know it shouldn't matter, but it does matter. It matters to me because I didn't want Sam to beat me by that much. That's all that matters to me. And how about this? I said this to Sam last night. I wasn't looking at the leaderboard at all until yesterday. I was in class at work, and I was just taking a deep dive into it. And the only workout that I beat Royce on was the rowing workout. Now, explain that to me. He beat you on the gymnastics workout and the burpee workout, but I beat him on the rowing workout. That is just not
fitness,
right.
Man.
Yeah, that's all it is. I mean, and I'm not saying Royce isn't fit, but I'm saying he's a much better rower than me.
But that was not a rowing workout. Like it
wasn't a rowing workout. Yeah. It wasn't. And for him, he hates.
According to somebody on the internet, it was.
He freaking hates double unders.
Some commenters.
So, yeah.
I don't know. That's like. It's not an all-encompassing test. That's all I have to say. And
correct. And I would argue that if you're going to have a 3-week competition, I bet you even the people in this room, or even if we got everybody together, like you would still make a 3-week, 3-workout test that people would have beef with, or would be imperfect. There's just no way you can do it.
You mean people on the internet won't love everything about what you put out?
100%. Well, even we wouldn't. It's like
well,
it'll be imperfect. It's got to achieve. It's got to accomplish an end. Scoring is never going to be perfect in CrossFit. It's a very complex problem of like, you got to make sure spectators can still watch it and follow it. You got to sort people out fairly and evenly as best you can. And you got to make it not.
Week 2 is really fun to watch.
What?
I said week 2 is really fun to watch. Go in your circle. Go in your circle.
No, I didn't say fun to watch. I said like people have to be able to
understand.
I have to be able to explain that leaderboard to somebody who's never heard of the sport.
Oh man, dude, they would hate me. They'd be like, dude, what's wrong with you? What's your beef with this leaderboard thing? Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. This is all coming from a guy who's at his physical peak 2 years ago. So it's not it's not coming from a guy who's on a steady decline. If it was coming from a guy who's steady decline, then you'd be like, maybe his opinion's not.
That's me.
Maybe his opinion's not.
I'm already declined.
I'm making a joke. I am on a steady decline.
You have till 27. That's when you physically peak, and then it's down.
I peaked 2 years ago.
You peaked in high school.
Yeah. I peaked. How old was I? 22.
There's actually a dude who does a great stand-up comedy routine, but and I didn't see it coming, but he was like, yeah, I just joined a group for people who peaked in high school. It's called CrossFit. I was like, oh, shit.
Got him.
Good.
It was pretty
Got
funny.
him.
Do you want to talk at all about like the Open overall leaderboard, or does that not do anything for you?
No.
I was interested to hear. You said that Janikowski won.
He overall.
Did he win last year?
I don't remember.
He's won the Open once.
No, I think Adler won last year. So this is what I would say is interesting about it is Dave was talking about how like historically the Open leaderboard has kind of predicted the games, but I'm not sure it does that anymore with it being less tests and then with less emphasis. I get that Adler won both last year, but I just don't think that is a trend that we'll see as much moving forward.
Whoa. I agree. I agree for two reasons. One, that it's not 5 weeks anymore, so you have less data to like compile, right?
Right.
So theoretically, like the top 10 from the CrossFit Games will be towards the top of the leaderboard, I think, no matter what happens.
Yeah, the
cream will rise to the top.
The cream will rise to the top. But there also used to be a lot more, I don't know.
There's a lot more pressure.
Well, there's a lot more pressure to perform, a lot more prowess. Like
I did the workout 4 times.
I never like pressure to perform.
Yeah. When you had to go to regionals from the Open, there's a lot more emphasis on that.
Or when people could go to the games from the Open, which I thought was a horrible idea.
That was only 1 year, right? 2019?
It was 2 years, I thought, right?
Grace Walton won the women.
Yeah.
Who's that?
Open to the games.
The top 20. It was Greg.
She's like
semifinal
Australian.
Like the national champions.
She didn't qualify.
National champions and
top 20.
It was such a horrible idea.
Yes.
She didn't make the games
a
last
lot of
year,
bad
but I think
decisions
she
were
was
made in those 2 or 3 years.
We had a weird couple years.
Yeah. Hey, let's start over.
But yeah, I don't disagree with you by any stretch.
I'm sifting through here. Grace Walton won the women. Janikowski won the men.
Saxon Panchik was second.
Saxon Panchik was second. Did he win 2 years ago? 3 years ago?
Yeah, he won. He won the last couple years.
2022, he won. Adler won last year.
Corone was 11th. How about that?
Nice.
Yeah, I guess nowadays it's more like if they're great workouts for you, and you think you could probably win a little bit of cash.
Yeah.
Why not?
I think that's what Ariel Lowen said.
Yeah.
Because she was redoing all the workouts.
Okay.
And on a podcast, someone was like, "Why are you doing that?" She wanted to make some money.
Yeah. Why not?
JR destroyed me.
I believe there was $99,000 to be made in the Open.
So give me
what?
Yeah, between winning workouts and winning overall.
How much?
Because the winner of the Open, male 15,000, female 15,000, second 10,10, third 5,5.
Oh,
and
but
so
not
on.
You individually.
Not a one person.
No. That's
99,000.
The total prize purse was 99,000.
Yeah, because it used to be
more than I made getting second, 20
right?
whatever.
It used to be 2,000 or whatever the money was, whatever the year was. It was like 2019 or whatever.
And now that's for a given workout, right?
Yeah.
2024 if you won.
Right.
That's cool. That's decent.
Yeah. Yeah, better than poke in the eye, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, actually, I am interested. Will you read me the top 5?
Of men or women?
Well, let's do both.
All right, men. Number 1, Janikowski. 2, Saxon Panchik. 3, Jay Crouch. 4 is Luka Vujak.
Good dude.
5, Noah Olsen. 6, Fabian Benito.
We said 5. We said 5.
Oh, I thought you said 10.
You're on a roll. Keep going.
Females. No, females.
Okay,
females. All right, back to
now you got to go to 6, so it's equal.
Women. Number 1, Grace Walton. 2, Mirjam van Roer.
Nice.
We messed that up the other time too.
Your jam.
I'm sorry. Annika Greer. 3, Ariel Lowen. 4, 5, Caroline Prevost. 6 is to be equal, Christina at Agerbeck. A lot. Oh, Cara Saunders top 10. She was 9th.
Cara,
let's go.
How about that?
That's crazy. How old is? I think her baby's 6 months old.
I have no idea.
Something to it. Her and Tia, man.
It's crazy.
Angela, you need to have a baby. That'll bring you back.
Yeah, you're right.
There's
like have a baby physically,
and we're no, have a baby physically.
Me,
yeah,
have the baby.
Yeah, you can do that now, right?
That's gonna take a lot of work.
You can do that though now, right?
I mean, I think you can. Okay. I don't know that
I
can.
Let's not take this podcast here. Let's not do
I don't know that I can.
This is gonna get people mad at me like they were. Rory.
Let's go. We're already here. Let's go. Keep going.
Following Rich trying to impregnate Angela. You're fine.
The women's leaderboard
that would be really hard.
Like what you said, Ro, week 1.
Yes.
It's less of the like names
Yeah.
Than the men's, I would say.
Mirjam was in there.
I'm kind of curious.
I don't know who that is.
If you can
I'm sorry. Ariel Lowen and
no, I'm curious.
Well, Carl wasn't even at the games last year, so Ariel Lowen is the only one I think that was at the games last year in the top 10
from week 1.
No, this is overall leaderboard.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, So yeah, to your point.
What's your point?
That it's less of a predictor.
Yeah, I don't.
The Open doesn't predict the game's finish.
I don't think
like
it's as much
to.
of a predictor now.
I agree. You have less tests, and there's less. Like the test doesn't have to be. I don't want to say less diverse.
If this remains like what we do going forward, I would say like you guys almost structure your season differently, right? It's like now training just carries on through the Open. Yeah. It's not even really competition season for you guys. You could argue.
Yeah.
You're going because like I said, 13 minutes is top 1%.
Yeah.
And that you could say that for most of the workouts. It was like a very
Did you make it to quarterfinals? Would you have? You didn't sign up.
My last workout would have been like just under the 25%.
Am I putting you on blast by saying you didn't sign up?
No.
Oh, okay.
I didn't sign up. I didn't even do the second workout as prescribed. My score for the second workout is technically 30.
You and Ben tied.
No, 30.
30.
Because I only did the row because I had benched then. Therefore, after
you and Ben tied, and I think
did we tie with bench?
But I think what you did was slower.
Yes and no. It doesn't like I could row faster. I think because
how fast? Yeah,
I was rowing like a 143. But I'm also like rowing
rower.
Is something I'm still pretty.
And you have quick double unders. I would like to see you and Ben do it together because you guys are very similar on those things. Him. Well, no shit, but
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But the answer to your question is
I did smash you head to head on the second one.
I probably would have made it.
And I smashed you on the first one.
It was casually approaching the workouts, like really not great results.
I love that what you said to me was that I went too slow.
You didn't go too slow.
You did.
Oh.
You said I kept having to look back at you because you were going so much slower
on
than
the
me.
first part, man. On the first part.
I know, but it was still funny.
I just felt like I was going out too hot. Because
Yeah.
I even slowed down more than I wanted to. Like I probably could have finished.
Him, you're like, am I going too
sub-4?
fast?
Damn, I'm going too fast. Like I need to chill out for a second.
I forced myself to wait until like the 50-second mark.
Yeah.
To pick up the barbell.
Yeah.
I would pick the bar.
I didn't have a clock to really look at either.
Yeah.
So I was just watching you, like.
I wish
between every thruster I would just look back at Ben.
Yeah. I wish I had used my brain though because it didn't even matter.
And then the second part I didn't even look at you. I just tried to bury you.
I think I picked the bar of like at 47 seconds every time or something like that.
Yeah.
So I was
Who did the
first part?
On the first part.
Which Mayhem athlete did the best? Was it Seth?
No.
Roman.
Roman or
9-0,
right?
Roman.
6.
But
7.
Roman redid, so that doesn't count.
First attempt was Guy.
Yeah.
And if you take total, it was Roman.
Yeah.
That's Mayhem people in our gym.
Yeah,
right,
true.
Right.
In gym.
Because technically,
no, it's like getting the leaderboard. It's weird.
well, no, I was
just kidding.
Technically, Saxon, I mean, without looking, he did 8:24. I can't imagine anyone went faster than him.
That is bonkers to me that people did it in 8.5 minutes. 8 minutes too. Like
imagine Yonakoski 8:03.
2 minutes. You by 2 minutes.
Yeah.
With a gun to my head. Noose tied, like I'm going to hang you as soon as you finish this if you don't do it in sub 9 minutes. I couldn't do it. There's no way. There is no way. It's so crazy, dude. People are so fit.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Augustine did it in 8:18. So he's the fastest Mayhem guy. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Wait, what about... Yeah, he's the fastest.
I think it's impressive
Red
that
dot on
Roman
my
got
chest.
the time that he got, even though it was the second time, with as long as he is.
Yeah.
Because let's be honest, this workout is a lot about levers.
Range of motion.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Actually, the whole Open really was a lot about.
Every year.
Yeah, that's true.
The Open is every year. It's crazy. It's crazy that it's almost always like that.
Yeah.
Do we think the quarterfinals will be...
CrossFit as a whole.
CrossFit
let's be
as a
honest.
whole. It's good to be around 5'8", 5'10" is about what you want to be.
Yep, or 5'9.5".
190 to 200 maybe.
Somewhere
no
in
more
there.
than 210.
Somewhere around.
No more than 200, really.
No more than 200.
Do we
200
think
pounds right now?
Do we think quarterfinals
Fatty.
are going to be a logistical?
Oh, sorry. Lard. What's the
You call me lard ass?
large and in charge?
Oh,
strong.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Strong. It's not. You're not fat.
I'm
you're
empowered.
Strong.
I feel empowered.
No. I'm just saying. In CrossFit, if you're heavy, you're strong. Never tell somebody they're skinny if they look fast.
Mm.
You know,
like
politically correct.
So now I know if you say I look fast, you're skinny little bitch.
Pretty much.
How about Luke? He weighed in at 212 one morning, and he panicked that he's too heavy for the season, so he dropped 10 pounds in 4 days, and then he bombed the last workout because he had no energy.
Sounds like Luke Parker logic. Let's Luke logic.
Wait, that happened this week?
Yeah, I feel fine sharing it because it was in our BTS video. He dropped 10 pounds in 4 days.
How?
I don't know.
He has bird bones.
Yeah, he does.
The guy looks like he
muscles.
walks around at 225.
Yes.
And he'll step on the scale, and he's 200 pounds. It makes no sense whatsoever.
I've weighed in.
I'm the most dense human being, I think, on the planet.
No, Angelo's more dense.
I got to be more dense. I'm 200
but
pounds
you're
right
tall. You're what, 2 inches taller than me?
now. I'm 5'10" and 3/4.
All right, I'm 5'9.5"
Inch and a quarter.
I'm probably a quarter now. So you're.
Why are you getting shorter?
Everybody gets shorter.
You're not that old. You're 36.
My grandma is like 4'9" now. Violet. She's 4. Have you ever seen my grandma?
Yeah.
She's the tiniest human being on the planet. She's awesome.
Just shrinking.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, my bones are dense. But yeah, you are pretty dense, but you're also taller, like I said.
Yeah. I'm
like 193 right now.
I watched the video of Sam and I doing the first workout, and we're standing right next to each other. Like, from the back, I'm a thick, like, fatty. Like, I look fat. Like, me and Sam he has this V taper. He looks like a bodybuilder.
Body self-image.
And I mean, I look like a freaking Pillsbury
whale
Doughboy.
skin.
Like, it's
got whale skin.
Dude, it's disgusting. I was like, who is that?
It's me.
I'm so chubby on the sides, and I'm just like
strong.
I'm just this
stout.
I don't know what the word is for it. Like, I look doughy. Like, it's the only way to say I look doughy. Like, I'm just like chubby all over, kind of. Like, there's
you tighten up your belt and it just sort of spills over the sides. Like.
Speaking of that, did you see the new Ghostbusters is coming out?
Dude, looks good.
Looks awesome.
It does look good.
The last one was solid. Did anybody see that? No?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
It's got Paul Rudd in it. If you don't like a movie with Paul Rudd, then you can get the F out. Like, get out of here. I'll fight you if you say you don't like Paul Rudd, Rory. You know you don't like Deadpool, but
love Paul Rudd. It actually,
he might be one of my favorite actors.
It's in a completely different direction, but there's a TV series we're watching right now, Only Murders in the Building. It's actually got Steve Martin and Martin Short.
Oh wow!
But every season it's got like a big star guest.
Yeah.
And he's in this season.
Oh, I'll watch that then.
It's good. It has Selena Gomez too.
Yeah.
I like a good.
What were you gonna ask about? Scott, you had a burning question.
We derailed you.
I was just saying, thinking about like the 25% thing. I know we talked on it earlier, like months ago, but now it's the next thing. Do we think quarterfinals will be a logistical nightmare for poor Josh Malone?
Oh,
we already said
at
that,
Mayhem.
Josh Malone's gonna have sleepless nights until quarter.
Like, how many athletes do we legitimately, like 50 plus, right? Probably.
Yeah.
Or maybe even more.
Yeah. At age group. With
Does
age
Mayhem?
group and
So I know we pay for. Do we pay for like open memberships, or like the open signups at all?
I think so. I thought they
did.
We? Last year
we might have comped part.
Last
of
year they reimbursed everyone.
I think we comped part of your membership.
Oh yeah.
So if they do that,
they did it this year or not.
If they do that for quarters, I don't know if we do it or not. But if we do that for quarters, I imagine a lot more people would sign up.
Yeah, I don't know if we want that.
Yeah.
But and I mean, I guess the open was a little bit of a vacation in the sense that like the floor setups weren't crazy or anything. So
quarters, I imagine, will be some tape.
Oh, for sure. But
And
they'll have
like
layouts
I need
and
to
things
see it
like
close.
that.
It.
Oh,
Look
dang
at our
girl.
waist. Look
Dang
at our
girl.
waist.
Who's this? You and
Me
him?
and Sam. Look at our waists.
You don't look bad. Other than
You don't think?
No, you got a little roll. I mean, if you look at you compared to Gee, yeah, but Gee
Okay.
also looks like he's got a butt crack between his two erectors. Like, look at it. Look at that.
Dom goes, we need to name these things. His erectors are huge.
His erectors are huge because he's so inefficient when he deadlifts. You know,
You just
looks like Khalipa. Remember when Khalipa had like,
bro.
he had butt cheeks and then he had butt cheeks on his back. Remember that?
Just like a second back.
Second butt.
Second butt.
We have anything we haven't touched on? Do you want to touch on, or are we done? We got to go burn some stuff.
Oh, what were you gonna say about quarter? Oh, sorry, you were saying. Never mind. I thought you were talking about semis, not quarters.
No, well, semis might be a logistical nightmare. But
How long do you
problem.
have before quarters?
They have.
We have it next weekend.
No, I looked. It's not. It's the weekend after that.
Okay,
it starts,
hang on. So
teams.
it's not.
You've got like 15 days or something.
So it goes teams and then individuals.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they're not in the same. Didn't they do like the same?
No.
Yeah,
Wasn't it- you
team
didn't used to go-
quarterfinals start.
It's never been the same weekend.
2 weeks
I know,
from
but
tomorrow.
didn't it used to go individuals first and then? Teams?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
They start 2 weeks from tomorrow and they end on Easter Sunday.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
I just got an email from CrossFit Games saying you're invited to the Drug Free Sport International webinar on supplement safety. Do you think I have to do that?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, yeah, no way.
They saw his physique and they were.
Yeah,
better
they saw my
invite this
physique.
guy.
They go, yeah. guy's on to something.
And then it goes Indian age group to the week of the 17th or so. And then our everyday hero games. You guys want to talk about that?
Yeah.
So that kicks off on May 1st. The online portion of it.
Online portion.
Yeah.
Yep. So everyday hero games will have. Can we tell all the details?
Yeah.
We're
everyday hero games. We will have just like we did last year. I think how are we doing signups for that? Do you remember?
If you're a Mayhem athlete, it'll be comped.
Yep.
Otherwise, I believe I won't say the price because I don't know.
Yeah.
But it'll be modest.
Minimal price. Winner from each division plus. Well, let's say it this way: the winner gets first choice, and then 1 and 2 will create a team in each category, and that team will come to Mayhem. We're going to start off this year with just the top 2 from each division, and say 1 can't make it, but 2 and 3 can make it, and we'll just keep going down the leaderboard, or 1 and 4, whatever it is. But we will have representatives from each of military, police, fire, teacher,
healthcare,
emergency medical, or all healthcare in the same.
I can't remember.
I can read it off to you, but it's clearly defined.
Essentially like that.
I think there's 5 divisions. Yeah,
and we'll have everybody out to Cookeville, or have all those teams out to Cookeville. You'll compete at Mayhem, maybe in a off-site somewhere.
It's the healer. The healer is the.
That's the weekend of June 22nd and 3rd.
Protector.
Oh, it's a one-day thing though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So June 22nd, a one-day competition. Everybody out in Cookeville.
Going to be a good time.
Oh yeah.
So
cool.
So that launches soon.
At Mayhem. I have an idea for one.
Yeah.
I'll tell you about it later.
Is that about what Scott said that he wants? Did you get that text?
How do you
yesterday?
know what I want?
How do you know what I want?
I got a text yesterday about what you want.
From Jake?
Tell me what you want.
Okay.
What you really,
I know
really
what
want.
I know what you're talking about then.
Yeah.
Do you like that idea, Angelo?
I like the idea.
All right.
Is it from the bottom to the top?
No.
Okay.
Soon after that,
not
dude,
necessarily, right?
you're a traveling man this year. You're going to Europe.
Yep. I'm excited about being in Europe. I'm not excited about getting to Europe. I hate.
Facundo said it's a direct flight.
That doesn't matter. 7 hours on a plane or 6 hours on a plane.
That sucks.
It sounds. It's not even the plane. Like, I don't mind being on a plane. I hate the whole process of getting on the plane.
I hate the.
If you would come with me to get this, wouldn't help for this trip. But if you'd come with me at sometime to get TSA pre-check,
then I gotta drive an hour and then drive an hour back.
No, you just show up early to one of your flights. Go
Sounds
to the
awful. Then I have to be in the airport for 2 hours before I get there instead of 45
minutes.
minutes.
I thought you had to go to like.
You have to do a little
Social
meet.
security office. And
No, for TSA pre, you just do
You
a
can't
little
do one
meeting
here.
at
There's not an office here we could do that at? I
No,
thought there was.
airport.
But
Wait,
dude,
hang
I
on.
would say
Let me through.
You guys always say TSA is so much better, and half the time in Nashville, we get through just as fast as you guys.
Here's a fact, though.
Scott got through a whole
I don't
30
mind
seconds
taking my
faster
damn
than us.
shoes off. My feet need to breathe every once in a while.
Here's the deal, though. If you were to get the global entry, it's a game changer.
That would be a game changer.
So, like, when you guys come back, you just skip the whole passport
agree with
line.
That thing takes forever, though. I'm still waiting for my interview.
Are you?
It's like a year
because
waiting.
Yeah, but he's Rich Froning. He's like,
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. It gets you nowhere.
he's red, white, and blue.
It's only like, it's like, what have you done for me lately?
Practically Uncle Sam.
I haven't done anything for him lately, so nobody cares anymore.
Pay taxes, as far as I know.
pay taxes. I should, with as much taxes.
We should start doing
should,
tax evasion.
Let's start an offshore.
I mean, I don't think it's right. I think we pay too much taxes.
This is the I had the parenting hack of teaching my kids about socialism last 2 podcasts ago or 3 podcasts ago. I also am teaching them about taxes.
No.
If they ever make me open something for them, or it's just if I walk by and I want some of something, I take 20% at least because they're probably in the lowest tax bracket
because they don't make any money.
Trice made I don't even know what the low tax bracket is anymore, but no, Trice made $5 from the Tooth Fairy the other night.
Oh yeah.
And then somehow he just keeps randomly finding dollars around the house. So now he somehow has $7. And then a quarter is $1 to him, and a nickel is $1 to him, and a dime is $1 to him. So
that rich tax gets high sometimes.
You guys get taxed that as well, yeah.
Yeah, we get.
It's usually just a
it's about 80%. It was about 80% at the CrossFit Games last year.
You're such a liar about that. Ben's such a baby.
It was about 12 ounces of my 16-ounce water bottle.
No freaking way it was.
My daily ration of water.
Yeah,
you're such a baby. I wish we had a camera on that.
You ever hear about those, especially those soccer players that like get in trouble for tax evasion? Like I used to think, I'm like, man, how crooked are those guys? And then now I'm kind of like, not that crooked. Like I think they're not the ones who are crooked.
Yeah.
I always like
there was a middleman in there somewhere.
With our accountant, I'm like,
someone else is crooked.
Just take it. I don't want to like, because the problem is you're already paying a lot, and then if you try to evade or whatever, then you pay a percentage of what you, and it's not worth it. And I'm like, just take it.
You just got to do it in small doses.
I always just think of like, we're not making any money at Mayhem here. We're still not making any money. It's March. About June, we'll start making some money.
It's all tax man right now.
Oh yeah, it's all tax.
Yeah.
So I think you got to make sure you just like a very, very small percentage of how much you should pay in taxes. You just don't, and they just.
I just don't even think about. Like I said, it's not even there.
Oh,
I'm just working.
I'll talk to Brian about how we could evade some of these.
Yeah.
What's the percentage of people that actually get audited?
I got audited.
It's got to be minute.
I've been audited a couple times. One time, and it's the most. You think you're going to jail, and we didn't even do anything wrong, and you're like, I'm dead. Like, here, I'm dead. We're dead. Over. They're taking everything. It's the most terrifying thing.
Start selling stuff.
Yeah, I'm like,
I don't have anything. I don't know anything.
You know what the worst part was? It was the week before the CrossFit Games when I got the thing from them. You talk about just the worst time ever.
Can't sleep.
Oh, can't sleep. You can't sleep because of the CrossFit Games. You can't sleep because you're losing your house, and you're going to end up in jail.
Cars, I
don't even know. Like, the accountant here.
One of those repo guys, they're really swift with their trucks. They just back her up to your car and they take off with it. You think it's going to happen in the middle of the night?
It's everything. They're just going to lock your house, and you're not even going to. It's terrifying.
You're going to come home and there's going to be movers taking your stuff out of your house. Hey, what's going on?
And what's so bizarre about it is the government already knows.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What?
That's my favorite little meme right now. It's like, hey, you owe us taxes. Like, okay, how much? And they're like, no,
you tell us.
Yeah, you tell us.
But we're also going to tell you how much after you tell us how much.
So you don't know how much? No, I know how much.
TurboTax,
you need to figure it out on your own.
And Tax Act, and all you lobbyists out there, you suck. Every lobbyist sucks. Yeah.
What's TurboTax doing?
They pay the lobbyists.
Oh, okay.
So
you got to keep on going back to them and do their thing. Yeah.
And somebody's going to rip me apart for this, but that is what it is. Like,
I use TurboTax.
I know.
You're part of the problem.
You're part of the problem. You're paying for the problem.
Yes.
I'm just kidding. I don't.
Just easy.
That's just what I've read, but I read that on the internet too. So
I am going to get.
So we're sticking with high taxes, but going back to Europe. Like, what are you doing there?
We're going to do some stops at some affiliates. We're going to do some camps.
Train the rich kind of things.
Yeah. What do they call them? Seminars, master classes. Probably just working out with people and hanging out and answering questions and doing some trade secrets of Mayhem. And then you'll be there.
And you'll be at French Throwdown, right?
Yes.
Yes. That's where we end.
In Lyon.
So, yeah, we start, we tour around, we finish at the semifinal.
At least Facundo tried to change it a little bit, and I don't think we changed it. But
well, that's why I'm not saying where we're going.
Yeah, I don't know exactly
but I do know we for sure end at the semifinal.
Nice.
Yeah.
So. French Throwdown's great. I've been,
really?
Yeah, oh yeah. I've never been obviously in Lyon.
I've only been
I think it's the first time.
Paris one time, and it was for like 18 hours.
Okay. Yeah, Daniel Chaffee runs French Throwdown. Awesome dude, hilarious. But it's a really cool event.
Cool.
And I actually heard we need people for all of our athletes who are still competing. We need people to show up to Knoxville as well. And I heard they're doing some cool stuff. So they're doing. French Throwdown's big because it's also got a community event going on. Like, it's massive, all the way from like age group and adaptive and all the things like on top of the actual semifinal. And I think the Knoxville semifinal Syndicate Crown is going to do something similar. So show up, support the athletes.
Come to Knoxville.
I don't know if this is. I don't think this is controversial, but it might be to some people.
Here we go.
The Knoxville semifinals are so good.
Yeah,
but. Like, I'm so thankful that we're back there, not because it's an hour down the road. Like, but that part's nice. Thankful. But Orlando was terrible.
In a night.
That was the worst. That was the worst venue I've ever been to in my entire life.
That place sucks.
I was in a dark room.
I never saw that. I was in my hotel room for 3 days.
It was so dark. The environment wasn't cool. Yeah. Like, being at an actual
they had 2 floors, which was a massive oversight.
Hey, so
who's
who's programming?
I don't know how that works.
Assume Dave, but
yeah, it's CrossFit.
Once again.
Okay.
So the programming is by CrossFit, but the event is kind of run individually from a other standpoint.
Which is a breath of fresh air.
Yeah, but the Knoxville venue is amazing, and Syndicate's always been amazing. Syndicate Crown or MAC, whichever one it was, has always been great.
Yeah, I like that it's in Knoxville. I like that it was
all the same programming.
I think so. I think that's kind of what I was asking.
Because I thought somebody said that they were going to let events do one originally, but that could be a complete lie. Let's go ahead and start that rumor.
Kind of cool to let them do one.
Start that rumor.
I think letting them do one event would be cool.
Probably not, because there's some good programming.
Yeah.
They just like Dave was saying, I will say, like, one of the great points that Dave made, a couple of the great points, two of them were people trying to replicate the game's volume in their competitions, but then also people trying to get too cute with workouts, with movements, with whatever. It should be about the athletes and showcasing what they can do. Like, at some point, it's like, I'm going to go ahead and say it. The crossover single under or double under is stupid.
So stupid. So stupid. I hate that I have to do it like once a week now. Just so I...
Do you, though?
I mean, I don't want to be a moron when I have to actually do it, so I have to do it every now and then.
I think they're one of the worst things we've added over the last couple of years, that, and I don't really love the pullover. But
what's the all-time, like, in your opinion, dumbest movement ever done?
Probably the double under, crossover double under,
double under's up there.
Maybe the 8. Oh, no.
The ring handstand push-up is pretty kind of like, it's too cheatable. Anything that's too cheatable. And then, all right.
You like those A jumps, too.
Oh, gosh, I hate the A jumps. I love a strict pull-up for training and accessory purposes. It's a horrible, like, there's different movements that are horrible competition movements. I think those are competition movements that are terrible. I think they have a place in CrossFit. I think they're great training movements. The push-up is also another bad competition movement. Kettlebell swing is a bad competition movement. It's not saying they shouldn't be trained or they shouldn't be used in training, but they're horrible competition movements.
It does suck that the strict pull-up is really hard to do in competition, because I wish it wasn't. Because, I mean, biasly, I'm good at them, but non-biasly, I just think they're kind of fun to do.
You'd have to do something super contrived. Like, remember Strict Nate at regionals?
Yeah.
That was garbage.
It was garbage.
But strict muscle up is bad.
Yeah. You'd have to have like a plexiglass wall in front of you, or something that's like you touched it or you didn't. I don't like the
free handstand push-up.
Oh, really?
It's hard, like, some of the weird judging stuff, like, I don't know.
I mean, I think that's okay.
What else do I hate? There's a lot of things I hate, but
I hate how my legs feel. It feels like my knee's gonna explode right now.
Is there anything else that I'm pretty adamant about on movements that I hate? I hate rebounding box jumps. I just think they're dangerous.
Yeah.
For high reps, I think there's some place in them for plyometrics, but one rep max thruster. Thruster is a great movement. It's a bad one rep max movement.
I can't freaking straighten my leg.
What about like one of my favorite movements of all time? It just sucked that it had a component that could break. Was just move the sandbags from one side of the stadium to the other.
Oh, I thought that.
I love this straight up.
I think it's super cool.
There's some strategy to like
the wheelbarrow
in the wheelbarrow.
That was awesome. I love
the way they did it in 2015. They like kind of fixed a lot of the bugs they had in 2010. I thought it was great.
I got to hang out
really cool.
In the stands after, and
we ran out of time on the podcast with Dave, but something I really wanted to ask him, which I'll bring up here. It's too bad this is so far in the podcast, because I think this is a real concern and I think a really good topic. And that's why I want to ask him. I want to know how he's going to, his team, whatever, how they're going to differentiate the semifinal and the games. Because now without, I assume, less offsite, there's North Park, the outdoor aspect where it's a big space is gone, right? So it's the first time the games have been all stadium pretty much.
Yeah.
And I don't want the games to become a glorified semifinal.
That's a good point.
I would like to know how they're avoiding that. You know what I mean? Because we always look at the stages of the season and you're like, okay, this guy did this here, but you know, he's a games athlete, right? Well, what's to say the semifinal is different than the games now?
I'm sure it's gonna be. They had that question.
I'm not saying it won't. I just want to know, like,
how
do you do that?
I don't know how he would answer that without giving away anything.
Well, but I just mean, how do you guys think you do that without being able to go do half the events outside?
I just think there's like a lot of movements that are saved for the games. Maybe not necessarily movements, but like variations of movements, like the 200-pound sandbag squat. Like, you're not going to see that at semifinals. Or even like the handstand obstacle thing, burpee pullover. Like, I know he said it's stupid, but like, you're not going to see something like that. The skill level's higher.
Two more things that I hate too, actually.
The skill level's higher.
I'll be shocked.
Athleticism is more important in the game.
Shocked I'll eat my, like, I would be shocked if Dave doesn't. Yeah, I'll eat my shorts. If my Go Ruck shorts. I'll eat Angelo's Go Ruck shorts from his physical decline.
Pre-workout or after?
Whatever. Hey, you guys name it. If Dave doesn't have some sort of tricks up his sleeve where they will go offside.
No, I'm not saying they won't.
Yeah.
But even if they do, right? Let's say they go offside twice.
I think they'll go back to California.
See, like they've gone to those extremes in the past. Like,
I'm gonna put everybody on a plane. I don't think that'll happen.
That's not going to happen.
But even if they go offside twice, that's two events that aren't in a stadium, or in a Coliseum type space. Whereas in Madison or even like back in California, you'd have essentially half the events, give or take.
Yeah, right.
Outside in a bigger. So I think about people with more size, more athleticism, that even a CrossFit, like standard quote unquote CrossFit workout, they're still moving between between space. You know what I mean? So you might
let me ask you this: like, would it actually be better, or what if you could replicate like any CrossFit Games workout that wasn't a triathlon or something along those lines that you could theoretically replicate? So think of anything you did in North Park last year. It was just a turf field.
Right.
You could do it, but in a controlled environment that people can't bitch about. My heat was more hot, my heat had the direct sun more so than somebody else.
I mean, I like
the shade mattered or whatever. Like,
is
that better or worse?
Being a heavy sweater and somebody who reacts poorly to hot weather, I like being inside all the time. Like as an athlete, control it. Like I'm fine with it. As a spectator, you're kind of like,
I want to see him suffer.
So if you could replicate the grandeur of the events, but be in a controlled temperature environment,
that's perfect.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking.
Two more movements I hate. Can I speak or are you guys?
No, go ahead.
The legless up and legless down. Just get up the rope.
Really?
I like it as a training tool. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I want to see you guys get up the rope. I don't give a shit how you come back down it. And there's too much.
I want to see you drop from the top.
Yeah, exactly. Like, life and limb. I'm not like that's not like a. I don't love the up and down. Ruck muscle ups.
Oh,
yeah.
The dumbest. I think that's safety-wise and one of the pistols. Oh, I forgot about pistols. I hate pistols. So that's it. Sorry. With a ruck, even worse.
They did pistols with the ruck. Oh, yeah, they did.
Last year.
They did.
Or with a heavy kettlebell. Did you do them in 14 with a heavy kettlebell?
It looked like a demon.
The other day, Dom had, and I said this to him, so I feel fine saying it, making fun of him here too. He had Nate doing a workout that had like clean and jerks, like barbell cycling with a ruck on. I go, Dom, why is he wearing the ruck? He's like, well, we were doing like muscle ups and stuff with it. And he's like, just leave it on for this part too. And I was like,
I hate that.
That's so stupid.
I hate even when I see sometimes, like every once in a while.
Nate's like, yeah, it was hitting me in the back of the head.
It's such a bad idea. No, don't do it. But
maybe an unpopular opinion, but I don't think some of those things will come back, right? If Dave's in control.
That what will come back?
Like Boz programmed last year, right? And he programmed like the ruck muscle ups.
I think, but is he still like the head programmer technically, Boz? But Dave does have input, I think is what it is.
I think it's probably back to what it was before, which, maybe people don't give Boz enough credit for, is like now Dave will probably be the oversight, but it's Jedi Council where it's like, hey, I think we should do this. So yes or no.
Because I think they both. Was it a podcast?
Like the crossover double under was Boz's thing too.
Someone was asking
just
him
the crossover single under and the.
Like he said, like he bounces a lot of his ideas off Dave now that he has him back.
And the pirouettes.
We're having two different conversations. Yeah.
I don't know.
I actually don't mind the pirouette. There is like something to the body control. Like
I guess what I'm saying is I wonder how much that stuff will come back in qualifiers and stuff. I really hope none of it. Just to be honest,
I think the pirouette is good. It adds.
I like it in a 25-foot. I like it in a like 25 comeback form. I don't love like spinning and in the middle and whatever, but
I like that. Yeah, where it has to be unbroken, you spin around and come back.
Yeah.
What about like a we did an invitational one year that I loved because I used to love American Ninja Warrior. Wait, not American one. The original Ninja Warrior that was like in Japan and they were doing crazy stuff.
The Asian one.
Yes. Yeah. But the Japanese specifically. But they did a like an obstacle course, you know. You like that?
We did the invitational.
It was when we went down to Australia, and it was literally.
I did not watch that invitational.
Oh, it was great.
It was the first year that I didn't compete in it.
Wait, that's right. What are you talking about?
I was salty.
We went to Australia, and there was literally. I'm trying to think of all the obstacles, but it was like certainly like the ones that you guys typically do, like up the stairs, down the ramp. But you had 2 rest zones. But some of them were like you had to go in between EDC pipes, and it was pretty cool.
Here's another topic. You cannot say
Well, now we're dead.
I'm sorry. I'm not. You
so
can't
anyways,
say that.
and then you would have like PVC pipe that you had to like go across as well, and you had like a rest zone and stuff like that. It was crazy.
Yeah.
They do the games. They did the games too, right?
Yeah, the go to the parallettes. Do you remember when this is a long time ago, and me and Dave Oakes, they were doing their parallettes, and they posted they were going to do it, and I had the only
Parallel
ones we had in my
bars.
house,
Yeah.
and so I brought them up here, and I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot, dude, and I wasn't competing, so like the handstand walk was one of the things that I just swore off. I wasn't going to do it. I hate it, and I was like, oh, I'll try it, and I almost broke my back.
Do you remember when we put the parallette, like the Rogue parallettes, like 3 of them? So you had the dip, and you're like, oh, gotta get over
yes.
that. So.
You're like your hands are like this.
Yep.
Yeah, I walked up the stairs, tripped on the stair, and then I just barely made it over, but I didn't like split my back on it.
All right.
You think you'll have to edit that out?
Yeah,
Really?
for sure.
Can't say that.
Oh man,
No.
that'll be our first podcast that we've had to actually edit.
No. I've done it twice with Angelo before.
All right.
One of them was the joke he told that him and Sam had in a private
It's
conversation.
not that bad. That is not that bad.
The joke you guys had?
That's not bad.
No, but people wouldn't like it.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't like a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like me already.
Yeah.
Especially Sam or Seth's mom and Ben's dad.
Why? Because I'm.
No, I'm just saying they loved Seth.
What's the other one that you got edited from me?
I don't remember, but there was one.
We had to edit a lot of F-bombs from Dave.
Yeah, I think I missed 1 or 2,
Sorry.
but I put it out like 3 hours after we got
Hey,
back.
here's the deal. I love Jesus, but I cuss a lot, actually.
I said
I try to
something
keep it
about
off
that
camera for the most part, but every once in a while it slips.
I said something about that with Dom too, and he agreed with me. We haven't had an at-length conversation about it, but like
It's the
We've
intent
had
of
this
the word. It's the
conversation.
intent of the word.
we've had this
And
conversation.
yeah, I
that
could probably use
don't-
some better words, but it just happens, man. I try.
I just want to
It
know.
depends on the crowd I'm around too. I can shut it down sometimes, but then as soon as 1 or 2 starts flowing, it's like it's hard, you know.
Hard.
And sometimes you just need those
Add
for
some
emphasis,
color.
you know.
Add some color to the conversation.
Dude.
Like I said, it's the intent of the
like
word.
a hunting trip.
Oh, we got to edit a lot of those.
Well, no, I'm not saying we have to
There's
edit
probably a lot of people are gonna be like,
Yeah.
"Rich cusses." Yeah,
it. Not that we have to edit
Rich
the
said
videos.
the D word.
I do. Sorry,
Never
everybody.
understood it. Like, it wasn't a thing even until I moved to the South. Like, where people
Yeah.
here were like, I'll cuss, you know. But
Yeah.
I mean,
We try to keep it out of this stuff because of kids. If kids actually listen, but they're not. There's no way. If my attention span is already waning, their attention span is for sure gone.
yeah. There's a
don't blame
there's a difference also between like a learning environment and a podcast where 3 dudes are having a conversation.
Yeah.
Where It's like
I love on McAfee where
Yeah.
it's like, hey, we use colorful language because that's how adults talk. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't think kids get this far into a podcast. I mean, their brains are
Like I said, my
are
brain-
cooked from
Their feeble little
I
brains.
can't
those
do it.
between
tiny
TikTok.
children. They
There's
get
probably no kids listening to this
No,
podcast anyway because they're
Yeah.
like, these
These
idiots,
stupid old men.
Anyone between or anyone that has grown up with like Reels or TikTok, their brain cannot.
It's like 7 minutes.
I
Focus
actually don't
over-
think so. I don't think I saw a study that showed that the attention span is not necessarily getting shorter. I cannot remember where I saw it. Otherwise, I
on
would
the
look it
internet
back
for
up.
sure.
Yeah, it was on a TikTok.
I was watching
30 second TikTok.
I was watching one where it's like kids these days on iPads or whatever in the car, and then it shows 90s kids, and it's like wondering if that water drop is going to catch the other water drop in the race.
Yeah.
You know, like it's so
yeah.
good. It's so true too.
So true.
I'm making my kids be bored. Like they're like, I don't want to be. I took their iPads, so Hillary's gone all week in Africa. No iPads. They're all
screens.
Hidden. They're all hidden.
attaboy.
It's
You guys
awesome.
ever like use your fingers like the running man on the
Oh,
outside and
jump
jump over
over?
stuff? Yeah.
Jump over. Jump
The
over
telephone
the couch.
poles, man. That's hard.
Crazy. I can't believe that like there's a lot
Oh,
of
my
those
kids
things
do that. I've taught them
really?
that. Yeah. Oh,
Just
yeah.
like-
Yep.
there's a lot of things that you did that like you just did. No one had to teach you. You just did it, and everyone
just
else
did
is
it.
doing it too.
Yep. Or you just make them up, you know. on the
Yeah.
fly. But yeah, cussing just is what it is, you know. Like it is bad at times where I'm like, I shouldn't have said that. But
Yeah.
it's the intent. You can make any word negative or
Yeah. Like I can call
derogatory.
you a stupid idiot.
I am.
I think that's worse than me saying shit.
100%.
Right?
100%. I would agree with that. I don't know if God agrees with that, but we'll find out one day, I guess. I'll ask him. I'll ask him when I get there.
Yep.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's the intent because like I have to think
It was
like in
straight
biblical
from a-
times, the words that we're talking about don't even exist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Straight
Like,
from a Catholic priest. I asked him, he's like, hey, man, I think you could say whatever. He's like, as long as you aren't saying whatever you know, like.
Yeah. I have my
It's the intent.
I have my own opinions about it, and I'm sure I'm wrong.
I'm wrong a lot.
Never been wrong yet.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's cool. It's
weird.
It's good to have a different perspective.
It's
from
weird.
You guys. Yeah.
It doesn't happen often, but it is weird when it does happen. You're like, oh.
I got a text from my neighbor. Hey, I think I need your help down here, please. Can you bring the tractor down here? The dump truck is stuck.
Is that Jason?
That's the stuff you know. The neighbor, Tracy.
Okay.
That's the kind of stuff you get.
Can you get that up the hill, the tractor up the hill? Fine.
Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
A 75 horse case. Come on, man. That thing will make it up the hill.
Things will climb.
It's not a John Deere.
No. I just didn't know about the weight, like how the weights.
Hop in the buddy seat. I'll show you how this thing works.
No, I'm good.
There is actually a little seat right here.
Yeah, I've been in it.
For whoever.
Look at the time.
Look at the time. Yeah. You actually we got to go burn. So.
Oh, I'll watch you.
All right. Anything else you want us to talk about? No. Ben.
Yes.
You look young with that shaved face.
Thanks, man.
You don't look bad. You just look young.
Are you
young, like sub 27 or
do what?
Like younger than 27?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. I'm 27.
It makes your bald spot on your face stand out a little bit more, though.
Yeah, I have that patch right here. Got a tiny patch here. Yeah. But I think like I'm still going through puberty a little bit because every time I shave, I see like new hairs. You know what I mean?
Nice.
No way.
Yes. Swear it.
No, that's not happening.
I've got these weird.
After about a month, you can't really see it too much.
I got like weird.
And I'm starting to see some gray in there. I'm like, oh, man.
I got some gray on the sides.
Somebody said.
I got a little bit.
Somebody said that I was using just for men. I actually no. This beard's completely natural.
What's just for men?
It's like the.
It's like a comb-in color.
I think it's because it's more blonde here.
It's like red here.
Yeah.
I've got a little touch of red. My grandma was like strawberry blonde, so I've got some like red that shows up in here, but it has these weird swirls up on my jaws, and they're really hard to trim, too.
Really?
To make it look good. Yeah. Well, because it like flares out, and if you go the wrong way with the trimmer, it like cuts it in. So.
Beards, man, they take a lot. Take a lot of maintenance.
Take a lot. So. All right. Peace.